Hello, or as we say in Wales, I have bought a red panda. Here he is. His name is Kevin. Last week you were good enough to send me your favourite Welsh words, and as I read through the lists of the many people who contributed, I began to realise that some groups formed. We had a lot of words about food, such as sglodion, which means chips, which is not the chips that you think is chips if you're not British. Someone's favourite word is crempog. Crempog means pancake. This individual made a choice of ffrwchnedd, which means banana, but mostly in Welsh you will hear the word banana. I've never ever heard anyone say ffrwchnedd apart from in the context of, did you know you can also say ffrwchnedd for banana? Then we had ffrwythau, which means fruits. Then we had rhewgell, which means freezer, but literally translates to ice cell, because where else are you going to put those penguin criminals? We had 4 submissions of popty ping, which is a great phrase which means microwave. Unfortunately, I have to say I've never once heard this phrase actually used. There seems to be something like ffrwchnedd, which is just a colourful phrase, but doesn't really get used ever, which is a shame. But that sometimes life is a disappointment. Then as I was reading through, I came across the animal group, which included 2 votes for pilipala, which means butterfly. Pilipala, pilipala, pilipala. Then we had a vote for pysgodyn, which means fish, singular. Fish plural is pysgod. So this person just loves the fish, singular, one fish. Then we had 1 vote for broga, which means frog. But I can actually hear the onomatopoeia in this of the broga, broga, broga. And then we had the love group, which started out with fy nghariad, which means my love. And then I had 2 votes for cwtch. And a cwtch is like a hug, but much better because it's Welsh. And then we closed out the love group with the word hiraeth, which means longing, except it's better because it's Welsh. And then we went down a slightly mystic path, and I received goruwch naturiol, which means supernatural. And then I also received Duw, which means God. And then I received nefoedd, which means heavens. And then I found myself in the group of things which don't fit into a group, which included sponken, which means squash, the game. Bendigedig, which had many votes and means fantastic or excellent. Cachgi, which means coward, but translates literally to shit dog. Barfog, which means bearded. We've covered these wonderful words before. And then we found ourselves with dychrynllyd, which can mean frightful or terrible. Digwyddiad, which can mean happening or event, an occasion. Canolbwyntio, which means focusing, but literally translates to pointing at the middle. And then we had the wonderful term chwarligugan, which, I mean, how do you even begin to translate that? I'm sure if you've got a definite translation that you want to contribute, put it in the comments below. But chwarligugan for me is like whirling dervish, or something like a, round and round and round really fast. Then we had anhygoel, which means incredible or fantastic. And then someone chose trons, which means underpants. And I guess each to their own. Then we had estronol, which means alien or foreign. And then the delightful term bondigrabwyll, which from what I can see means forsooth or truthfully. And then the final fun group comes under the heading worrying things which I should perhaps alert the authorities about. And these include the words cyllell, which means knife, herwgipio, which means kidnapping, ffrwydro, which means exploding, claddu, burying, and llysnefeddog, which means slimy or vile. So I did promise that I'd make a really long sentence with this, but as I started compiling that, I realised that this wasn't a sentence. By giving me all these words and I'd put them all together in the correct manner, I realised that as a group, all of us together had written a love letter. A really creepy, odd love letter. And it reads like this. Fy nghariad, dwi'n hiraethu amdana ti, a'r amser treulio ni'n rhoi cwtches i'r pilipala, y brogad, a'r pysgod. Hebddo ti dwi wedi dechrau bwyta unrhyw beth dwi'n ffeindio, sglodion, crempog, hyd yn oed ffrwythau. Unwaith, es i rhewgell i nôl banana a twymais i'r peth yn y microwave. Toymais i'r ffrwchnedd yn y popty ping. Dwi nawr yn berson llysnefeddog. Dwi wedi dechrau chwarae sboncen ar fy men fy hun. No, it's not a metaphor. Prynais I raced bendigedig a dwi'n canolbwyntio'n bondig grybwyll ar wella ond does dim gobaith. Mae'n anhygoel. Troellais I fel chwaraegwgan a syrthio fy nrons I ar y llawr. Dwi bron a ffrwydro. Edrychais I bwer estronol, pwer goruwch naturiol. Troiais I at Duw yn y nefoedd a ges I ddim help. Sgrechiais arno. Rwy ti'n cachgu barfog dy chryntllyd. Naeth hynny dim i'n helpu. Yr unig opsiwn sydd ar ôl I mi nawr yw i'ch herwgipio, eich lladd efo cyllell a'ch claddu yn yng nghalon ni. Cariad mawr, oddi wrth pawb a nath anfon hoff air I mewn I ryw ffŵl wirion ar y we. Diolch yn fawr I pawb a nath anfon hoff air I mewn. Thank you very much to everyone who sent in your favourite words. I had great fun playing with all of them and I hope you enjoyed the frankly something weird that came out of it. I'll see you all next week.